It's Anne from Annalise Creates, Annalise Creations. I'm here to do my junk journal. As you could say, kind of like a la Kelly Donovan and Shannon Green, just my way. So this was the title, the front cover that I did. And I've skipped some pages because I saw this advertisement for a pair of boots. And I liked them, so I gessoed all around the legs and the boots, and so I'm going to alter this page. So enjoy the process. Bye. Okay, so I've painted everything up. Now I'm going to come in and do something with the boots and stuff. I guess the reason why I like this spread was because having fibromyalgia and back problems and feet problems, I haven't been able to wear cute boots or heels or anything like that in a long time because they're just not good for me. They're not good for my feet. So yeah, so I have a lot of athletic shoes. I have a lot of comfy sandals. I have a lot of, comfy shoes that aren't really stylish because I have what they call plantar fasciitis. On top of everything else I have, I'm falling apart. So, yeah. So sometimes it's just kind of nice to see the pretty boots or pretty shoes that I will never be able to wear again. So I'm going to continue with this, so enjoy the process. Okay, so I'm going to try something. I bought these, they're really coasters from Daiso, Japan. It's kind of a Japanese dollar store, and I found these silicone coasters, and I thought they were really cool to be used as stencils. So that's what I'm going to use them for, and I'm going to try. But I need to cover some of this up here first that I don't want to get, because you'll see what I'm going to do next. Now I haven't added gesso over this. I figured I'm going to let it be and see if I can do it without gesso, and if it doesn't work, oh well. I'm not going to be worried about it, because after all, this is my junk journal and I'm experimenting with different techniques. So if I fail, I fail. If I don't, I don't. If it's successful, it'll be like awesome. So I'm covering up the areas that I don't want to spray, because I'm going to be using my sprays. with this, so I'm covering up as much as I can that I don't want to get covered with spray. So we have to get some tape to tape that down while I spray. Sorry guys, usually I'm better prepared, but because I'm working, because I'm doing this, I need to, I'm not prepared today because I really didn't know where I was going to be going with this too much. I mean, yeah, I kind of knew with the boots part, but the rest is all like, okay, we'll see if it works, right? And if it works, it's no harm, no foul. Okay, so got that down. Now I'm going to place this over it. And I need another thing to cover up my workspace because I've been known to spray everything on my work area, things that I didn't want to get all sprayed up. So I try to cover as much as I can on my spray area so that when the spray goes down, it's not going to splatter all over everything. Now let me find the spray I was going to use. It's the Mr. Carbon Black, the Deco Art Media Mr. Carbon Black, and these are permanent sprays. So yeah. So it worked. Oh, please work. Oh yeah, it worked. Cool. It worked. It worked. It worked. I like when things work. I do. I do. I do. Okay. So I need to let this dry, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. So it's dried fairly well. It's a good thing I checked my camera. I was starting to work and then didn't see that it was okay. So I'm going to add some extra stuff to the boots, okay? And I didn't add any gesso over this, so we'll see if it'll work without adding gesso, clear gesso. Sometimes when I work in magazines, I'll add a layer of clear gesso to just kind of make it a little, for the paint to stick to it better. But it seems like this is working out okay with the paint pens I'm using. When I work in magazines, I like to work, I like to try to alter the picture as much as I can. I've added some more printing stuff. I used some block printing ink that I got on sale about 3 weeks ago when I went to Berkeley. And so using some handmade stamps I made, I went ahead and printed everything out. Okay, so now I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do next. Because this is sort of an experiment. My junk journal is an experiment. It doesn't have to be perfect. So those of you that might be doing, you know, a junk journal, or you're journaling for the first time, a great way of experimenting is getting a magazine and working with different techniques in your junk journal so that you're not worried about ruining really good paper or a really good art journal. So that's my recommendation to beginner people who are just starting out with mixed media, with art journaling, with painting, any type of thing like that. A great way to start is in an old magazine, or, you know, binder paper, like a composition book, or even junk mail. Some of those little pamphlets that you get in the mail work great too as practice, you know, things that you could practice on. And then you could, you know, if you don't like it, you just toss it out. I mean, that's, you know, or you can paint right back over it if you don't like it. So that's my recommendation. Okay, so next, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next on here. It's missing something, so let's see. Deciding. Decisions. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So if you've seen, I covered everything up, the boot part and the legs part, because I want to splatter something on the top of this, but I didn't want to go over the boots. So I used some wax paper that I have used for other things and just covering it up and taping it with some painter's tape. And so now I'm going to decide what color I'm going to use. And I'm going to use my fan brush. I usually use a toothbrush, but my toothbrush right now is soaking. And not the one that I brush my teeth with. Oh no. Yeah. I know. Obviously I wouldn't do that, but you know. Okay, so I'm going to use, let's see, I want to use a good color here. I think I'm going to see what this will look like. I'm going to use the neon sizzling pink, but neons tend to be kind of translucent. They're not as opaque, you know, as the other paints might be. So we'll see how this works, okay? So I need to get this opened. Find a handy dandy knife to get it open with. I don't know what I did with my X-Acto pen. It's somewhere around here. My knife pen. That should have gotten it open. Yep, worked perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. Then I'm gonna dip it into my brush. I might have to add a little bit of water. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some water to this. It's not as opaque as I thought it would be. Usually, more translucent paints tend to be more liquidy. And yeah, so I had to water it down a little bit in order to do what I want to do. When you splatter paint, sometimes it doesn't come easily off of the brush, so you kind of have to and I'm not quite done yet because I like what I'm seeing, so I'm gonna add something else to it. Looking pretty good. And I don't want to waste this paint, so I'm just going to brush it onto the other page that I had here, or whatever. Since it is a junk journal, I'm not worried about what's going on the other pages. You know, I'm really free to play. Not worried about marking anything up or, you know, that kind of thing. So I'll be right back to pick my other color out. Oh, right. Well guys, I had turned off my camera to go get my paints, and then I forgot to turn my camera back on. It figures. So I went ahead and used the buttermilk cream, and I splattered it all around again, and it looks kind of busy, but I like it that way. I'm liking it. So I will be back in a little bit. I'm going to let this dry, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I've let that dry, and I'm going to remove this off of my boots. Oops. Okay, so I see what happened here. Got to be very careful. See, I didn't sand this down like I should have, so the paint kind of came off there when I peeled this part off. But that's okay, because it kind of gives it a little cool effect there. I'm not too worried. Okay, so I'm going to go back over just this part here with my pen. Kind of clean it up a little here. Taking some corrugated cardboard that I like using to make marks with. I'm going to make some more marks. Just like adding random marks in certain spots, it just gives it a little more interest. And now I'm going to use some StazOn ink, and I'm going to rub it around the edges of the paper just to kind of add a little depth. And I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. That's what you heard. I'm just adding a little depth around the edges of this piece. Just like that. And I'm not quite done yet. I like these buttons that I see here, so I'm going to add these to my boots using some craft glue, if I can find my craft glue. I know I have some other glue that I just got. In fact, I'm going to use that glue. It's the E6000 glue. I've never used this before, but I've seen some people using it, and apparently it's really good, strong glue, so I'm going to try it and see if this will keep it down really well. Oh yeah. Okay, sorry about that. My video camera ran out of memory. I have a memory card in it, and yeah, it ran out of memory just as I was finishing gluing this second button on. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to do one more thing on this, and I will be right back again. Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so I went and printed out on my computer my saying, and I'll show you in a minute. You'll see it in a second. I'm going to glue it down here first using some glue, a glue stick, a handy dandy glue stick, my handy dandy glue stick. Why did I say blue stick? I meant glue stick. Okay. So I'm going to glue it down right here in this corner. Like that? Is that cool or what? Okay, well enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video on my process of my junk journal my way. So I shall see you next time. Toodles. Have a